Well, Roosters fans, as promised, every week we get the best players on Roosters Radio. And you only had to be out at ANZAC game last week at Allianz Stadium. And the best player in the field, well, he's joined us right now. I'll tell you what else he did, Silky. He sported a new look, and he's been great.
Ravishing.
Absolutely. Sammy Walker, welcome to Roosters Radio, and welcome to the beard. It's got its own identity.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Mates, yesterday on Roosters TV, roving young reporter Benji James interviewed you about the beard. You were on Matty Johns talking about the beard. So we thought, why not ask you a question on Roosters Radio? Coops, you got a burning question, haven't you?
Well, look, I've been doing my research, and as a true, Roosters fan, and I've been going back through the annuals, and I'm stuck because Roosters through the history have had Moes, but not too many beards. So I can remember Peter Moscat from the 70s. He was a bearded man.
Hawker.
Yeah, the Clewell brothers, Crusher, and his big older brother Les.
Yeah, second row.
They were bearded players, but mate, I can't think of too many, particularly recent players that have donned the beard. So
possibly only Nate Miles.
Nate Miles?
Had a little
really?
Bit. Yeah, had a little bit.
But,
Queenslanders, Queenslanders.
It's a Queensland.
We can actually grow
but
beards.
It's here to stay.
Yep. Nah, it's I sort of had a little thing going at the start of the year. Just I was going to shave on every game day, and then obviously missed those sort of couple of weeks there, and so I let it go a little bit. And I was just planning on sort of shaving on game day, and I think I had maybe probably 3 weeks of growth there, and I just decided on game day it was a bit of a mixed opinions from a fair few people, but I sort of just got used to it, and thought I'd just keep it for a game and see how it went, and hopefully grow it out a little bit longer now.
Well, the most important person, mate, when it comes to these looks, particularly facial hair, is your mum. What'd your old lady say? Not a fan?
No, she didn't mind it. I don't think she. I actually don't think I really asked her. She was away in Melbourne over the weekend, but I'm sure she'll be okay with it. I don't think the old man liked it too much. My partner didn't mind it, so it was a bit of everyone. It was a bit like I said, mixed opinions on it.
Are you surprised, Sammy, of how much attention it got? I watched the shot after the game, our sister show, the Matty John show, comment on it. Little young Benji, did you get a bit of surprise at the attention?
Yeah, I think when you look at that like a sort of a young sort of kid, I guess, and never really had facial hair. I guess I always usually clean shave on game day, so when the cameras are on, and I think just that surprise of it all was probably the big one.
I thought for Roosters fans, if we can speak on behalf of the fans, which we do, you are young. You debuted in 2021, and you are a young man, and we just thought, wow, Sammy Walker, he's a man.
Well, we thought it had something to do with what they're putting in the chickens at the char. We know the boys get well fed here on Tuesdays.
Could talk to Phil about that.
Yes. But no, let's talk a bit of football, Bush, because, last week on Anzac Day, it was a performance for the ages. 10 tries to the Roosters, 10 goals from yourself. You had a hand in a fair few of them, mate. As a fan, we were out there watching it. I didn't see that coming. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't either.
Yeah, it's obviously such a special day, that sort of Anzac Day game, and I think the boys throughout that week we did a fair few things to really to show us what it's all about, and why we why we play this special day, and why it means so much to everyone in Australia and New Zealand as well, and for us to go out there and do what we did and represent that sort of that Anzac Day spirit was something really special, and something we're really proud of.
So before we touch on your performance and the team's performance on the day, you visited the Victoria Barracks there at Paddington through the week. Coach Robbins is always tossing up so many amazing things for the players to really, I suppose, emerge themselves or engulf themselves in the occasion. What did it mean to you, and does it have a family history to you or something special? It's special to everyone for different reasons, but what does Anzac Day mean to Sam Walker? Yeah,
I think just that we obviously got to have a look and experience that sort of firsthand. The people speak to a few people that sacrifice so much for our great country, and just that understanding, I guess, that we wouldn't be able to go out there and do what we did without the sacrifice to so many lives there, and just so special to be able to do it on such a special day.
Yeah, and it was a special day, Sammy. What was special is the atmosphere. You ran out in front of 47,000 fans. It was a Dragons home game, littered with Roosters. What's that like for a player to run out in front of a crowd and a cauldron like that? And they wanted Anzac Day blood, both sides. What's it feel like?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, I guess. It's easily the biggest round game of the year for us as a team, and I think it's really cool to be able to go out there and experience that and be able to do it at home at the Allianz Stadium there in front of all our fans. Obviously, it was a Dragons game, a home game, but it really, with the fans that came along, it really felt like it was still our home game, and it was really good.
Just on that, they got the first try, but after that we took the fans out of it. I thought it was, we were both here bush watching, but once we started and got on a roll, they were leaving at halftime, half the Dragons fans. So it ended up being predominantly Roosters fans here that stuck around at the end for the presentation and everything else.
Yeah, well, speaking of getting on a roll, mate, that first carry. I mean, what does it do to a player? You need to play. You and Luke need to be playing off the back of great go forward. We know that. You're so crafty, and what you can do with the footballs, we marvel at. But it doesn't happen without good go forward. Starts off with JWH, probably, going to end up being one of our greatest ever Roosters, if not the greatest Roosters player of all time. Can I say this? What's it like to stand behind that and watch that?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think that sort of started the game and trying to get into a bit of a rhythm of the game, and he just set the tone there for us as a team, and we all jumped off the back of that the start of the game, and for him to go out there and not even show any emotion or anything after the hit there was something really special, and really drove us forward and set a really good platform.
Yeah, like all due respect, it was an unfortunate head clash, but he actually got clipped himself, so it just shows how tough he is. Sammy, I noticed that you sometimes get in and take a few tough carries, and sometimes off the kickoff, a half or 5'8" can get caught with the ball. What's it like watching the opposition coming from 50 metres sprint to come down? Does it just feel like a volcano's erupted?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be goal kicking, so I'm in the front line there. Hoping they don't do any short kickoffs. But I know Kez has been called out a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to stand back there and catch them, and a couple of the high kicks that he has to sort of run onto. He ends up getting jammed there a few times. I know he doesn't like that, but I'm lucky enough to be in the front line there.
Sammy, we spoke to Lindsay a couple of weeks ago. He's another one of our, big men that love that contact and love that hit up. There's been a fair bit written and said recently about taking it out of the game. As someone who's playing the game, can you imagine rugby league without that first carry?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, you don't want to see sort of what happened. I feel very sorry for Moses Sully there, the first run of the game there. But yeah, like he said, it's a tough area there, because you love to see it. It really starts off the game like really uniquely. I guess no other sport does it like we do, and it's just a bit of a tough one there. But I'm obviously enjoy the hit up carry and gets everyone going.
Sammy, I mean, you're not big in stature by any means, but you're courageous in heart. So is Luke Keary, to be respectful. So was Kyle Flanagan and Ben Hunt. But you absolutely ragdoll Kyle. Was that something that you've been working on? Is it nice for you to come up against contact your own size, or do you want to take on the big boys? Because you pull them down too.
Yeah, I think it was just. I think he just got a bit of a hospital pass there, and I was able to sort of shut the play down. But I'd prefer if they were all about that size in the game. That's for sure.
Let's talk about your game, because it was one for the ages. I don't know where to start, but one of my favourite plays was that kick down the short side for Joey to score. Did you see that Sloan was out? People often comment about you as being a heads-up footballer, and that's a great example of you just playing heads-up, seeing what's there or not there, and just going with it. I just love that try, but. If I just go back to your game, you just felt like you were in sync. You were touching. You had a lot of touches. You were kind of the general, as it were, directing traffic. At what stage of the game do you feel like you're in sync and this is your game?
Yeah, I think it's not a hard one to sort of get up for that ANZAC Day game, and I think it was just being really clear on how I wanted to play, and backing my skills and whatever I sort of see on that field, and going after it, and I was lucky enough that it sort of came off, and I think when that chip and chase for Joey, I felt I seen Sloan make the tackle obviously, and he was sort of stuck on the ground and sort of in behind me almost, like boxed him in almost, and then once I got the defence to come up, it was just sort of that open space behind there. So,
but sorry, Bush, but at that time, like everything you touched came off. Like, was there a moment in time in the game where you went, I'm owning this game? Because it felt like from that moment on you were in everything. Yeah,
I think you can sort of get a bit of confidence, I guess, a bit of a boost out of starting off the game really well, and I think that sort of definitely propelled the rest of the game and gave me a lot of confidence as I go out there and play what I see. And I was lucky enough it sort of all came off on the weekend.
Sammy, you're from a famous footballing family. Suki and I had the pleasure of knowing your dad and your uncles and met him over the years. But is that how you were coached as a kid? Because you are unstructured, to be able to do your job and just get the footy and do what you think. Fans love it. It's a great thing to watch. But is that how you were coached as a kid by your famous footballing family?
Yeah, definitely. I think I sort of grew up until probably, I was sort of 17, 18, not knowing a single footy play really. Like, it's just sort of go out there and, run to space or pass to space and kick as well to space and just play what you sort of see and basically just look up every tackle and take every opportunity that sort of presents itself. And I think they really encouraged me and guided me in that way to play footy. And it's been a journey, I guess, through the NRL and trying to fit both styles of footy into the NRL. And I feel like I'm on a good path there.
Who gives the best advice? Dad, Uncle Chris, Uncle Shane? Who do you think? It's always hard listening to your old man till you retire.
Nah, probably my Pop I'd go.
Good. Yeah, good. What does Pop say to you?
He's a bit calmer and a bit more settled than the rest of them.
He loves his footy, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. No, he's the best out of all, I reckon.
Yeah, he'd be super proud.
Sam, you've hit a rich vein of form, but obviously last year it was a tough season. Probably personally, if you had a few injury setbacks, you got dropped. What did you learn from that you brought into 2024?
I guess it was sort of a tough year last year, and I think I just really try to focus on having a really good pre-season, and that's sort of the baseline for the whole season. And I think they sort of just based it off that and working on my little areas in my game. So I know that if it comes down to the wire, I know I'm really confident on kicking a field goal, all those little areas of the game, and my vision, all that sort of stuff. I'm really comfortable with. But I guess it's just all the little stuff in the game, my kicking, my defence, and my support as well. I think that just working really hard on those sort of areas, those fundamental areas, and then letting the rest of my game sort of work off the back of that.
Talking about your kicking, 10 from 10. That's not done that often. And first of all, we understand that 10 tries at a game is probably a rare game. We get that. But to be able to kick 10 goals, what's going through your mind and the vision? Because I watch you closely when you goal kick. It's one of my favourite things. And you're always setting yourself up the same way. And I reckon I can tell when you're going to kick it. And the other day, it was almost like you were just laser focused, like a SWAT team. How does it feel? What is going through your mind when you kick? What are you saying to yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to be really clear with my my approach, taking the time to set it up. I can sometimes rush it and not be completely happy with how the ball's set up, and so I think just taking that extra second to sort of make sure everything's fine. I've got my routine that I go through every time. It's the exact same, and go back and I think just be really clear with myself, head down, follow through, look at the line I want to go through to, and I think you really build confidence on your first sort of kick or two, and I think my first one was from the sideline, and I think that really, that could really change. That could really change the game as well. I think if you kick that or if you miss that, it sort of your confidence can vary from there.
So sorry, Bush. So Sam, plenty of young kids listen to this show, right? And I know when you listen to some of the great players, be it a Michael Jordan or a Tiger Woods, they talk about, Tiger Woods would often talk about hitting 1,000 golf balls, some putts, some chips, some drives, so on and so forth. When it comes to goal kicking, how much time do you have to put in to be able to have a day like that where you kick 10 out of 10?
I think you spend a lot of time, I guess pre-season, those times when you have a bit more time to yourself to kick, and then I definitely set away at least once a week to really hone in on my kicking and focus on that and feel really comfortable from all the spots that I have to work on. And but it's definitely at least once a week where you're just focusing purely on your goal kicking, and obviously that little time before the game as well, which I think is pretty important for myself, just to get a feel of the atmosphere, what it's going to be like, the grass, all that sort of stuff, where you got to try and it's different at all fields. And I really value my sort of I was probably only sort of 6 kicks before a game, but that's really important to me as well.
Sammy, do you block the crowd out? You can hear people yelling at all sorts of different things. Is it easy do you have a crack up to yourself? I know you're focused, but do you kind of hear him subconsciously and have a bit of a smile or a smile?
Yeah, sometimes I have a little laugh. Someone will say something about, the ball's not adjusted properly, or I'll yell out something to you, and I always have a little giggle to myself. But it's anyone that says they don't hear it, they're lying to you.
Yeah,
they're lying.
I want to give
The
you
SCG was all right when the crowds were a fair way away, but it's something I really enjoy, and I think just that probably owning that moment. I think my first year I didn't kick too well, and it was probably. I think it was sort of swapping the kick in when Seawell or someone would come on, or if Adam Kieran was playing, that sort of stuff. And just owning the kicking, and then just knowing that it's mine, and not giving it up, and being really comfortable and really confident that it's my job and that I want to take that.
State of Origin just around the corner. Have you had a phone call from Mr. Slater or any of the big dogs up there?
Nah, I think
you wouldn't tell us anyway, would you?
Nah, it's obviously one good game against the Dragons there, but I'm really focused on just trying to play the best footy for the Roosters. It's been a bit of a not a rocky, a bit of a up and down start to the year. I think we probably haven't got that consistency that we want yet, and it'll be a big game this week against the Broncos, but. I think for myself, I just want to play the best footy that I can for this club here, and I think all the other stuff will sort of take care of itself off the back of that.
Oh, we know where you're headed, but little fun fact, Sammy, what Silky may not know, you might follow Victor England. You were born in the UK when your dad was playing over there, so you ever thought about pledging allegiance to the old dart and saying "See you, Billy"?
Nah, I'm pretty proud Queenslander.
You are.
Yeah, obviously my family are all Queenslanders. My uncles represented them, proudly, and
yes.
I think I'm pretty.
They'll put a statue at Ipswich, wouldn't they, if you could play?
Oh, mate, it's not. Look, we know it's coming for you, and obviously, it's something that we as Roosters fans love to see your growth, because that's a next and a whole new set of learnings. It's great.
Moving on, Friday night, you just touched on it. A blockbuster against the Broncos. We got the cash, in round one. Up at home, different story. How do you see it?
Yeah, it's almost giving me goosebumps now thinking that I can't wait to get out there. And it's. If it's not Allianz, it's Suncorp's my favourite sort of place to play, and going back there, I've had mates and family and people coming out of the woodworks to try and get tickets and come to the game, and I love it. It's awesome. I know how passionate Queenslanders are for their footy, and I honestly can't wait to get up there and play.
Is it because you've got family and friends up there that it means more to you, or is it the fact that playing at Suncorp, it's such a great place not only to play football but to watch it, that you're on top of it? What is it that makes it special, or is it just the fact that it's the Broncos?
I think it's a bit of everything, really. It's obviously an unbelievable stadium to play out there. I basically grew up around there. I'm about half an hour away from Brizzy, out at Ipswich there, and I think when you're living at Ipswich and you're playing out at like North Tigers, my local club there, all you dream of is playing at Suncorp in front of a packed house there, and I can't wait to get up there and play. I think it was the first probably big ground I played at as well. I played on this 18s Queensland game or something there. It's always got a special place in my heart, and I know my family and friends and everyone sort of that I know from back home can't wait to be out there.
Sammy, you come through the Broncos system until the Roosters brought you down here as the most talented player in the country at your age by far. You talk about it being a one club man. Is this the one club for you, do you think, or?
Yeah, no, I've really found a home. I think my first year or so was obviously tough with COVID and moving away from family and friends and not being able to see them near as much as I'd like. But I'm feeling really comfortable and really confident at this club now, and I've made some really, really close friends, not just at the club but sort of in Sydney now as well, and I'm definitely loving it here now.
As a fan, you just look so confident, so mature. I mean, mate, you are mature. You're a young man by rugby league standards. By the same token, you're such an old head. You seem to have really grown in the last 12 months. So that'd be a fair statement, because you seem to own it now. You really actually own your identity. You're the Roosters halfback. That's your role. You're the kicker, and it's great to watch. Is that how you feel? Yeah,
definitely. I think, I guess it's tough coming in. First year was probably pretty chaotic, which was good as well. That's how I've always played, and I think it was just that first year trying to understand that being a halfback and trying to play my game, and tell players where to be and where to go and all that sort of stuff, and I still felt really good that obviously my first couple of years, but now, the longer I've been here, the more comfortable I'm starting to feel, and it started to become, starting to become a lot more comfortable for me, and I'm sort of molded into that role a lot more, and I think I'm really finding that balance between the sort of two styles, and like I said, we've just got to try and find that consistency in that throughout the next sort of couple of weeks and months, and you start humming towards that back end of the year like we always do.
Now, Sam, it was a sad day a couple of days back, particularly for Bush and I, and no doubt for yourself, when Luke Keary made his announcement this is going to be his final year at the club. We've sponsored Luke since he arrived at the club way back in 2017. When you heard the news, how'd you feel?
Yeah, it's obviously tough. I guess I've played a lot of my first grade next to him now. It's been a couple of years now that I've been partnered up with him and rooming with him, and it's been awesome. He's taught me so much. Ever since I sort of came down to the club, he's looked after me, helped me with my game, developing my game, not just the way I play, but also how the Roosters play, and it'll definitely be different next year running into pre-season without him. I know he's looking forward to getting out of pre-season, that's for sure. It's definitely going to be a big change on having Kez there.
Did you have an inkling that was going to happen? I mean, at the start of the season, I know he re-signed, but the announcement, did you see it coming? Certainly as fans, we didn't.
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, he re-signed and stuff, and definitely didn't see it sort of coming there. But just speaking to him and stuff, he's really comfortable in his decision, and I'm really happy for him, and what sort of footy, what it looks like after footy for him, and he's done so much away from footy as well, and getting degrees, and worked really hard away from it. So I know he'll set himself up and his family up really well.
It'd be a great success. We've been great pleasure to sponsor him, and he's become someone we consider a friend. Sammy, talk about away from footy. What does Sam Walker like to do away from football? What do you do to relax, to get away from the eyes and ears of rugby league that seems to give so much focus for all fans?
I guess. I enjoy playing a lot of golf. I play as much golf as I sort of can. Get out there. I remember back home in Queensland, so I don't get to play there too much. But if we sort of get a bit of time off for the off season, I'd spend in the off season probably 6 days a week playing golf.
Really? Well, what are you playing off?
I was into 9. I'm out to 12 now though, but.
Get your cash out, Silk.
I'm trying to get further out so I start playing for more money.
He's a burglar.
Who's the best golfer on the side that you play against?
Oh, Keary's probably the best, I'd say.
Teddy goes all right too, doesn't he?
Yeah, his short game's very good. His driving can be a bit wayward sometimes.
Tries to hit it too hard.
I don't know what it is. He's got that nice putter and nice chip on him, but anytime he has to get a full swing, it's a little bit.
I don't know.
It's a bit of everything, to be honest.
Sounds like you, Cooper. True. Sammy, mate, we've really enjoyed having you on. It's always some great insights. We're loving your form at the moment, and we just want to say thanks so much for being a great friend of the show. It started back in the World Club Championships where you were sneaking croissants to Silky Night before the bus.
Oh, man, he was carrying the mascot.
Well, they wouldn't let him play because he was too young.
You had to sit next to Jared, didn't you? Jared and Orbo back then.
Orbo was my roommate.
Yeah, that's right. And here's what I say. The best footballer on that trip was sitting on the sidelines next to us because he wasn't allowed to play. The NRL wouldn't let him because he was too young. So, mate, honestly, thank you so much for spending time. It's always a pleasure to have you on Roosters Radio.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.